hopefully we'll see ArenaNet providing some of the prize pools in the future.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So we do have AL piling in here. And then You Are the Future. They're starting to get in here as well. This is going to be a really good game. I am actually really excited for this right here. It sucks that both of these teams, like, someone's going away after this, you know. We're not doing that double elim, so this is going to be a close match, I think. It's going to be a good match, definitely. And I'm looking forward to see what both these teams are pulling out.
Well, let me go ahead and play the Niflheim video for everyone. This is a brief video we've created to explain each map in the rotation. Very brief here. We'll go ahead and play that really fast for you.
Hello and welcome to the Forest of Niflheim. In structured PvP, the game mode is Conquest. In Conquest, there are 3 capture points and they grant 1 point every 2 seconds. Kills grant 5 points and the first team to acquire 500 points is victorious. The Forest of Niflheim is one of the oldest SPVP maps and it's a part of the competitive map rotation. Each map has its own mechanics in order to keep the format interesting. On this map, we have 2 boss mobs, Spawnier and Chieftain Udahain. The bosses both grant 25 points when slain and a buff that grants a bonus 50 of every stat to the team that secures it. The bosses respawn after 3 minutes when they're killed, so it's important to keep those timers. Some common terminology you'll hear when talking about control points on every map are center, close point, and far point. On this map, for example, you can see that Henge is immediately within reach of blue team's spawn, and as such is blue team's close point and red team's far point. Similarly, the mine is red team's close point and blue team's far point. The keep is roughly equal distance between both teams and as such is center point. Time's up! We're heading into the next match. Get ready for some action.
Right into looking at the builds really quickly here that each of the players has brought. Looking at Legend Super Cutie, we've got 6 Runes of Divinity. They've got the Great Sword and a Sword Focus, as well as Berserker Amulet with Berserker Jewel.
Running that signature Shatter build right there, 2020-0030. SupCutie has been named MVP of quite a few games recently, so we're going to look into his clutch play, known for, you know, crazy, flashy portal stomps, and making these really clutch plays.
All right, and the second on the team, Legend Folly, we've got 6 Runes of the Forge. He's got a sword, torch, and an axe dagger build going. He's got Shaman, Amulet, and Jewel.
Yeah, and this is, you know, a very good Beastmaster build. Folly always running that Spirit of Nature, really good at throwing it in places where the other team can't really see it, sometimes glitching it into walls and stuff like that. Able to get off some revives in team fights. He's going to be extremely tanky while doing a decent amount of condition damage.
All right, next up we have Lily with 6 Runes of the Soldier, a hammer, and a scepter shield setup. And he's got the Cleric Amulets with the Knight's Gem.
Yeah, so this is kind of that Guardian build we've been seeing all day, 0010 3030. Basically really tanky, really good support, throwing out those boons, removing conditions, and you know, just healing your whole team up, being really good in those mid fights.
All right, and to Sean we have 6 Runes of Divinity, Scepter Dagger setup, and Valkyrie Berserker Amulet.
So running 020, 020, 30, running the double arcanes right there, he's going to be able to do good burst damage while being really good in team fights as well.
All right, and into Osterjags, we have 6 Runes of the Undead, pistol shield set up for his weapons, and Rabbit Amulet with Rabbit Jewel.
And he's actually subbing for Hemo Day today, so Osterjags of Team TDM, who is not playing. It's good to see him still here. Yeah, running Undead. Haven't seen that too much on Engineers lately, so that's going to be very interesting right there. Just a lot of condition damage while getting that toughness as well. And he is running 30, 15, 0, 10, 15, so he will be running both bomb and grenade kit with speedy kits, so going to be doing great condition damage with both of those, as well as having all the utility as well.
All right, moving right over to the blue team, we've got Matrix E running 6 runes of the Ogre, a staff, and Valkyrie Amulet with Berserker Jewel.
So you're probably just having the staff for the swiftness buffs in the beginning, but he is running the 0, 10, 0, 30, 30 with the arcane wave, as well as lightning flash and mistform. So he's going to be able to have, you know, the survivability and the stun breaks, as well as utility, as well as having a decent amount of damage as well.
All right, next we have how do you say that? Il?
Yeah, just call
we'll call him Ovi.
Ovi. Yeah,
Ovi it is.
Ovi.
And Ovi is running 6 runes of Duena, a short bow and sword torch setup, as well as a Shaman's Amulet with Cleric Jewels.
Yeah, so again, going for that Beastmaster right there, running Nature's Renewal, or sorry, Spirit of Nature as well. So they're both going to be pulling out res, both him and Folly. Going to be good on, you know, whatever point he's on. Sometimes, you know, you'll see him mostly on probably home, but might assault far. So it's going to be really good.
All right, next up we have Satarcioni, or Satarconi.
Satarconi, yeah.
Satarconi, thank you. And we've got 5 runes of the Eagle, as well as, there you are, 1 rune of Divinity. He's got Sword, Pistol, as well as Greatsword, and is running the Berserker Amulet / Jewel.
So Satarconi's kind of been someone that almost always runs Phantasm. You know, he is running 20, 20, 0, 10, 20. A little bit of a different build. It's going to be interesting to see. You know, he's never gone for that full shatter right now, but he's not taking any of the Signets. He is going for a little bit more team play right here with Illusion of Life as well as Portal.
All right, moving on to Kaboom. We have our engineer with 6 runes of Balthazar, we have Pistol Shield set up, as well as Carrion Amulet with Rampager's Jewel.
So kind of that build we were starting to see earlier today with the Balthazar going for that high burning damage, running 30, 0, 0, 20, 20. Not going for that Napalm or the hair trigger, but he is going to have speedy kit, so he's going to be really high uptime on both swiftness and vigor, kind of be all over the map, and doing really good condition damage.
All right, and final but not penultimate, well, last but not least, we'll go with, we've got 6 runes of the Soldier on I'm a Pimp. He's running a hammer and scepter shield with a Cleric's Amulet with a Soldier's Jewel.
And he is running 0, 5, 5, 30, 30. So definitely going with that Justice is Blind, getting the blind on Virtue of Justice, used a lot for getting Stomsa, maybe when your stability is down. And mostly running the same Guardian build we've been seeing on everyone today besides that.
All right, and that's the players of this match, beginning the best of 3 between Absolute Legend and You Are the Future Charity. That's right?
That is correct right there.
Excellent. And this, of course, is a best of 3. The first team to 2 wins the set and moves on to the semifinals. I'm very excited to see what happens. So once again, this is Forest of Nifel, and we'll be getting started very shortly here. So what do you expect to see from these team comps now that you've looked at them?
We're probably going to see someone try and split on both sides. So probably 1 home on each team, 1 split on each team, and 3 mid. A little bit of problem right now. There is that glitch with MOA right now. Some people are actually banning MOA in tournaments. There's this thing, if you die in MOA, your sigils don't work. And they were MOAing people pregame. They're worried about their sigils not working.
Okay, well, ideally, there will be no bugs unfairly changing things. All right, the match is about to begin. Once again, this is the first game of the quarterfinals. We are watching Absolute Legends against the You Are the Future Charity. And It's best of 3, and here we go. Right out the gate, we've got several from the blue team going right down the middle, and 1 going off to the henge. 4 from the blue team going right towards the keep, it looks like. Looking to catch out them on the way, maybe even make a play for Svanir. 2 from the red team going to Svanir, and of course 1 from the red team caught in the middle of the blue team as they come. Legend Lily here running into 3 of the blue team as they do approach that middle point, delaying them. Oh, the Moa Enchant going right down on Legend Lily. Caught in the middle there as the henge and mine are both taken here. And Blue's off to an early start for this middle point. The keep, as they've just now taken. Legend Slant and Folly and Eggs, everyone there. Now for the red team, getting to this fight, trying to turn it, with the exception of Folly, who's going back to defend the mine against the split pushing Ovi.
He's actually trying to, decap that mine right there. Yeah, he was actually able to, so Blue does have that 2-0 point advantage right now. This mid fight is actually pretty crazy right now. Blue is doing a fairly good job. Almost have Lily down right there. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get the stomp. They were. Lily does go down right there. Blue team's going to have a large advantage.
Beautiful stomp onto Lily, and Ostrich Eggs also in a lot of trouble as they're running away. They're chased off this point. They've lost all of the points here. 2 points in favor of the blue team, and the mine is uncontested there. They're just being chased away. Hey, they left someone alone at the keep. Let's see. Back to the keep here. Net turret apparently got them off there. Yeah, never mind. But it looks like Blue is off to a dominating lead with already a 60-point lead at the onset of this match.
And they're all kind of moving over towards Slanir or around mine right here. Red team is trying to get their mine back, and
a stomp onto Ostrich Eggs as blue team continues to show dominance in this match.
And they do have that portal down on mine right there, so people are going to be going in and out. I believe the other one was placed right there in mid, so they're going to have a portal from mine to keep right now. So we might see a little bit of movement from AL right here.
Well, that's going to help them out a whole lot in attempting to recapture those points, as now the blue team is basically all here at the keep, fighting off Lily, giving the mine a chance to be recaptured by the red team here. Lily doing their best to stay alive until the rest of the team can come. Here's the Super Cutie and, I cannot find the other person there. Sean, all fighting off the blue team onto this point, but they are outnumbered there. But, oh, down goes Kaboom. He's going to be in a little bit of trouble here, but it shouldn't be too bad. He's got the rest of his team around him. Sean's trying to get in for the stomp, but it's not going to be enough as the blue team gets right back up here. Now it's going to turn into a major team fight here as the rest of red team is showing up for this fight. Henge is now contested back in the back. Folly, and no, not Folly, I'm sorry. The captured point. Oh, Henge actually goes to the red team. Ovi managing to take it away from Ostrich Eggs there. And, oh, Sean goes down at the keep here. Legend Lily in a lot of trouble as they back off and head back to the mine. Where is the fight here? Kaboom defending this midpoint along with Time of Pip and Citriconi, and it looks like they're going to hold on to the keep, but they've lost both of the outer points.
And that's kind of what I was talking about. This team, I mean, both these teams are fantastic, but you look at AL, they were having such a hard problem, such a hard time taking mid. They were able to switch their strategy really quick, and they started to go for side points. Now they have both side points. Instead of just rushing mid over and over and dying, you know, they're doing the right things to get back into this game.
Absolutely, and the henge was, now recontested by the red team. Let's see what's going on there, as they had gotten the stomp onto Ostrich Eggs, but here comes Sean and Lily to try and continue holding this point. Good move from the red team here, putting a lot of pressure onto this point, but we've got Ovi and Matrix E and Kaboom all here trying to fight back and take back the henge now on the back foot. Now we've got red team going to take Svanir, and Chieftain is uncontested right now. Since there's so much pressure here on the henge, no one's started Chieftain yet, and that's going to give a nice little boost and come back in favor of the red team here, as now they've neutralized the keep, and red team, Absolute Legend, making a huge comeback here.
And yeah, it's weird. Cutie is moving around. Instead of capping keep, he is just keeping it neutralized. Red team did pick up Spawnier right there, so that 25 points, they are only around 28 points behind. And now they also have 2 people against Saturconi right there in mine. He does portal away, and that might be a free cap right there.
Unfortunately, Sean did go down, and Lily's in a lot of trouble over at Henge, so it looks like blue team may be able to recapture the henge here very shortly here, as it looks like Ovi is going to be able to finish off Lily one-on-one there as the rest of the blue team goes. It looks like they're about to start taking Chieftain, perhaps. Nope. Just going to walk past Chieftain and go right up to Keep, try to get this 2-to-1 point advantage once again, and come back for Chieftain once the Ranger frees up to solo it. And here's Kaboom, Starconi, and Illusionary, not Illusionary Duelist, LOL, fighting for this Keep here. Super Cutie, Eggs, and Sean trying to fight them back off. Blue team seems to have the push advantage here. Sean trying to stay on this point and not get knocked off here. That's not Sean, that's just Sean trying to get pushed back, but it looks like Blue does take the keep and has the 2-to-1 point advantage here. They're still leading by about 40 points. Chieftain still not yet dead, but it looks like they are working on it. Folly doing their best to... Oh, Folly had to back off and go back to Henge to defend it against... Or not Folly, Ovi having to back off from Chieftain to defend the hedge against Folly. I'm sorry about that. And Sean is down and in a lot of trouble here as the blue team is pressuring a lot of damage onto them. Lily's trying to come for a but Pimp's coming in for the stomp, and, well, we're just going to actually cancel the stomp and just kill him since he was very, very low. Red team now on the back foot once again, 70 points behind, 2-to-1 point disadvantage, and now we've got Ovi going for Chieftain.
And that's, I wonder if going into this, normally they do run a heave on Hemo instead of having, you know, this conditioned engineer. I wonder if that lack of burst damage is kind of hurting them. You know, they're not ready for it. You know, you do have Shan doing burst damage, and Cutie does some, but that Thief, you know, really good roaming right there. Maybe they're just not used to it. It might take them a little more to kind of get in the hang of running more Condi than that burst right there.
Indeed. Well, now Chieftain was taken by the blue team, putting them a nice 120-point advantage, solidly ahead, still holding that 2-to-1 point advantage here. No contesting at Keep or Henge yet, as the blue team's kind of pushing out a little, trying to prevent them from even trying. I'm a Pimp doing a little bit of trading over with Starconi. Looks like Ostrich Eggs is being pushed back a little. Starconi doing a lot of damage there, but he's getting out quite nicely. A little bit of engage. Finally going at the Keep. Lily and Sean and Sup Cutie all going right in on the Keep there. Matrix E, Kaboom, and Starconi all defending it here. It looks like it's going to be a drawn-out fight for a bit here. As long as Blue can stay on the point, they're going to have this continually growing advantage here.
Yeah, and Blue team has been doing fantastic so far. I mean, 150-point advantage. They've been able to hold mid almost all game. Their team fights, their all-out team fights have just been fantastic coming out of Blue, all the damage, and they've been fantastic as far as their res and stomping. Like right there, they were able to get that Sanctuary down, get that res back up on Kaboom, and they're able to just to keep fighting.
And now it's Lily who's the one in trouble. Nice back inside his own Sanctuary, getting revived, so that's not a problem. Both teams doing a good job of maintaining this fight, but now Lily's caught in the middle, is Moed and having to get out of there fast before he goes down. And down goes Lily in the background, but he should be fine against any stomps unless I'm a Pimp decides to get frisky and goes for the stomp anyways. And Kaboom holding off this midpoint right here against Eggs and Sean, but it looks like he's going to stay just fine long enough for the rest of the blue team to come back from going for the kill on Lily. Only 40 points left to go, 30 points left to go for the blue team. As long as they can continue to hold this 2-to-1 point advantage, they've got a huge lead here. Ovi now fighting one-on-one against Folly, down back at the Henge, but all he has to do is hold it for just a little while. Only 20 points left to go for the blue team to take away this win. Is there anything you can see the red team doing to get the victory from this point?
Right now, they're not even anywhere close to neutralizing mid. So, no, it looks like Blue does have this in the bag. Almost a 200-point advantage. Hopefully, AL can do a little, maybe a different strategy on Faux Fire right here. I know they are pretty good at Faux Fire. I'm not sure about You Are the Future. So, we might see a little bit different plays coming out next map.
All right, well, that was a huge win for this first match of the best of 3 to Charity, and they are going to have this early advantage. They win more and more game, they move on to the semi-finals and into the gold. So we will go ahead and get moving on to the next match, Legacy of the Faux Fire, and I'll go ahead and pull up the introductory video for you guys to watch. Let's see, in just a moment here, we'll get started on that. Here it is, Faux Fire, and here we go.
Fights galore. This is the Legacy of the Faux Fire. The Legacy of the Foe Fire is the last of the maps in competitive rotation. On this map, the secondary objective is a guild lord that spawns for both teams. The guild lord resides in their team's respective starting zone and awards 150 points when slain. Not to be underestimated, however, the guild lord is a mighty warrior, accompanied by an entourage of 2 casters with powerful lightning abilities and 2 soldiers. In order to reach the enemy team's guild lord, you must break down one of the 2 entrances to the enemy team's keep and battle his companions whilst attempting to take his life. There are 2 different strategies that teams will often employ in Conquest. One strategy is attacking the side points in order to force teams to spread their forces thin and risk getting overwhelmed at one point, and the other is to play center and close. In general, most team compositions will either favor towards more mobility or more sustainability. Often, it can be very hard for teams to neutralize a point once it has been taken, and as such, it is vital importance to force opportunities where you can hold a point for a very long time, or where your opponent cannot hold theirs. Hope you were paying attention, soldier. Lesson's over. Battle's about to begin.
Is the introductory video for Foe Fire. Here I go calling it the wrong things. And do we have any changes in the lineup here? Sean seems to be AFK still.
Yep, sorry, nope, still muted. My bad.
Okay.
A little bit different right there. No, both teams running the same exact stuff right here. And we are about to head in.
All right. So we will get started very shortly here into this next match of the best of 3 between Absolute Legend and the full title, which I always have to look at there. You Are the Future Charity. There we go, and we're going to get started very shortly here as we go into the match. Now, once again, to recap from that video, the Guild Lord is the most important consideration in this map compared to the others. It's 150 points if you manage to go in and kill it. So if you get to 350 points, manage to kill the Guild Lord, you're all set with a win. It's a challenging fight, but if you pull it off, you're in a great situation.
Absolutely, and so you see people come. The Mesmers are really strong on this map with their range. You know, Cutie's kind of known for staying up on those edges, and then even Saturn is going to be doing a lot of damage. We might be seeing more pressure if Eggs can get in these mid fights more and get those nades off. They do need a little more pressure in these team fights, and we might be able to see that this game.
All right, and hopefully they'll be readied up here pretty shortly, and we'll get going. Once again, this is the Tower Dive TV /SOAC tournament. We'll be doing this weekly on Sundays, and you can definitely tune in the future as well. This is the second match of the best of 3. Actually, I still need to update the video, but we'll go ahead and see what the splits are going. We've got the red team going right, one ranger going right over to the quarry here, and the rest of the red team going right over to the graveyard, just hiding around the corner there, waiting for this engagement, as the blue team has a more standard split of one going off to the waterfall and the rest going right over. And here goes the engage in the middle here. Legend Lily being the primary tank that we've seen in a lot of these fights, often focused and doing a very good job of tanking. And down goes I'm a Pimp, already being downed and just bursted down just a little bit, but he's not going to really be taken down there, as there's plenty of revive capability on both these teams, and we expect to see a bit of a drawn-out fight here as it progresses. Osterdays brought down as well, but not going to be a whole lot of action happening from that as these teams begin this long engagement for the graveyard.
And You Are the Future, again, just doing a fantastic job. Their survivability has been insane. Osterday did go down right there, but he is right back up. I believe that was Elixir R right there. Yep. No, that was actually something else. But he is back up. He is in the fight. That was Illusion of Life. I'm sorry about that, guys. He is probably going to go down right up here on the edge.
That was a good save on their team to keep him in this fight, though, but Osterday is once again going down and getting right back up very quickly, as these teams are constantly fighting, trying to get a little bit of advantage. The Moa goes down onto Legend Lily as he's forced out of that fight. They're very, very low, being chased down, and he is down. Folly going for the revive, but getting knocked away from it. And it looks like they're probably going to be able to get Lily up here, but here comes the stomp, and it goes down. Legend Lily is down. That's going to be a huge advantage for the blue team leading into this fight.
And blue team is going to push. They're going to capture that midpoint right there, or at least try, while pushing into Corey with their advantage right there. Yep, blue team will be able to get mid. Red team trying desperately to defend Quarry, but blue team taking that momentum, pushing in. Ostrijags is down again. Saturconi also about to go down. Not sure if he's going to be able to survive.
Not quite getting the stomp on Ostrijags, who is managed to be picked up by his teammates. A good job there of staying alive. Sean damaged and having to miss away from the fight, but still in a lot of trouble as Matrix E is going for the stomp and can't really see what's going on. Too many particle focusing, but he does get the stomp onto Sean, continuing to push back this red team away from the graveyard. Ostrijags has been going down very quickly in these fights, but has been doing a great job of getting back up. Not too many deaths so far in this match, but blue team is holding this 2-to-1 point advantage once again and doing a great job of getting this early lead.
Yeah, the pressure coming out of blue right now is just insane. I mean, their damage, their survivability, they're just doing something right, and I don't think Legends was prepared for this. Prepared to see how good they're doing right now. I'm sorry, because they're just doing absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Legends is getting a lot of disadvantages in these matches, losing these 2-to-1 point advantages, but they're holding in there as best they can. But this blue team is just executing fantastically and perfectly. And here comes another push for this midpoint. Lily going right in on them, but hey, caught right in the middle, having to do everything he can to stay alive and get out of there. Just plenty of help from both teams. No one wanting to die at all. This very, very tanky matchup. Lily does go down. He's got plenty of people there to revive him right back up once again. Kaboom taking a little bit of damage there from the exterior there, getting a little too far out from the rest of his team. He's going to get taken down, but he should be revived just almost instantly. He has plenty of teammates all around him, and he's just good to go.
Yeah, and red team actually winning this fight. Absolute Legend is winning out. If that Spirit can come down, I'm not sure. Yeah, Kaboom is right back up there. Blue team is back in this fight. Red team did get Waterfall right there. They had Quarry, but Quarry was decapped, which puts blue back at a 2-to-1 point advantage.
And it's a huge advantage here for a huge advantage from the tankiness, just giving this blue team the constant staying power in this point, keeping them with this 2-to-1 advantage. Corey is, of course, contested right now, but it's not a whole lot going from that. Looks like Starconi is getting forced out of there a little bit, but this fight in the mid, Red is slowly pushing them further and further back and using up all the resources this blue team has to try to stay in there. But they're just holding onto the point with an iron grip here. Kaboom in a lot of trouble into the stop. Finally goes down on Kaboom. This could be the turning point of the fight here. Ovi is down as well, having to jump away here. But is he going to be able to get back up? Looks like the revive will happen. But I'm Pimp going down right after that revive happens. And having to back off and get revived. Being short, Kaboom is going to slow down the blue team's defense here a bit. And they do lose the neutralization of the point. Now they're 2-0 in points here. And this is a good chance for the momentum to swing in the favor of the red team.
And this map, we've seen really high momentum coming out throughout the day. You know, if you start doing well, if you win a point, if you're able to kill people, you can push that on to another point. And red team is coming back. They are only 12 points behind. They're up 1-0 as far as points go right now. If they're able to keep Corey, and they're doing fantastic right here in mid right now. Cutie and Ostrich is doing a lot of damage, and Lily's been able to stay alive for most of this fight right here, just doing really good plays.
Yeah, well, blue team did manage to take the waterfall back. The other 2 points are recontested again, so red team did do a great job of closing up the gap. They're only 16 points behind now, much less than they were earlier on after so long being 2v1 in point control. But once again, this fight at the graveyard is going to drag out until... Oh, there goes a stomp on Ostrijags. That's going to be a big boon to the blue team there. I'm a Pimp in a lot of trouble there. Everyone very low on the blue team. And it's kind of saving grace despite having lost Ostrijags, but Cutie very low again, about to go down. If you take just a little bit more damage, down goes Cutie. And down goes Lily as well. Folly going in for the revive here on Cutie, who gets back into the fight very quickly. But Lily in a lot of trouble here. And down goes Cutie. Or, sorry, Lily. And that's going to be a nice advantage for the blue team once again. With the 1v1 point, with each team controlling their close point, this graveyard fight seems to be going slightly in the favor of blue team at the moment.
Yeah, blue team had a really good fight right there. They were able to take down actually 4 people. The fight's going so long though, most red team are able to get back in, while blue team's just been fighting there long over and over. Blue team's had fantastic 1-point control, and they've actually had a Kaboom just backcapping over and over, trying to keep the points in favor of blue. Red team's just pushing him back, keeping the fight in mid. Whoever is able to win an actual mid fight and able to take that node is going to have a lot of momentum and a pretty big advantage for the rest of the game.
Yeah, so far no points recaptured by any of these teams. Kaboom went down to that quarry and just stood on it just long enough to make it neutral or run up back there, back to the mid fight just to keep them from that constant point game. But there they go, retaking the quarry once again and just resuming this fight for mid. Looking for someone for the blue team maybe to go back and re-neutralize that quarry, but now they've got Waterfall, so they even 1-to-1 points again, and it's just all over this center point here. In about 100 points for each of these teams, it'll turn around to a Lord fight perhaps, since these point trades really aren't working out for either team in any particular sort of favor.
Yeah, I mean, this game has been close. With Beastmaster ranges, especially, I know Folly is, he can solo the Lord fairly easy. I'm sure Ovi can as well. It's typically not too hard with how good Beastmaster is right now with the regenerations and boons. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see at least some Lord play this game because it's been very close, and we've seen Lord plays kind of being almost a last stand kind of move. You know, when you're behind, you rush Lord, and we've seen some really cool plays come out of that the last couple weeks.
Indeed, that, and they make an excellent tiebreaker if you get it first, but it's very, very risky if you attempt it. And here we have a little bit of a fight going over at the Waterfall here. Ostrich Eggs trying to neutralize the point, but it's got nice defense in the form of Matrix E, who's doing his best to keep this point in control of the blue. Meanwhile, Corey is uncontested at the moment, but still the primary focus of this entire match is this graveyard point in the middle. And whoever can get that early advantage, maybe get a stomp or two off and manage to get everyone out of the point long enough, can get this huge momentum boost. But with how large this point is, it's hard for those knockbacks to do their job of getting the enemy out of the point so you can capture it in that brief time that they're knocked out.
And Red Team's actually doing really good at keeping points out right now. I wish we could see the capture point, how far it's captured in one direction, because I'm sure Absolute Legends is probably pretty close to getting it captured right now. They've been on this point for quite a while, and they've had some really good knockbacks on all members of Blue Team.
The progress bar on that would be fantastic, but in the meantime, we just have to wait for them to get the Blue Team out of this point. And the misform from Sean keeping him alive just a little longer. I'm a Pimp going for the stomp, and he gets it. Sean goes down, and that's going to be a great boon to these blue players. 3 of them on the point now. Legend Fall was a Moa there, and managed to get right back up very quickly there, and probably an illusion of life. I'm not really sure which one that was. Yep, illusion of life. Super Cutie goes down and running into trouble himself. I'm a Pimp going in for the kill. Not quite getting it. The relocation from Super Cutie keeping him alive, and the revive coming down from Folly, doing a very nice job of getting them back into this position here. But Red does seem to be losing this fight right now at the midpoint, and Blue is getting the advantage, and there goes the graveyard to the Blue Team. They got the 2-to-1 point advantage here, and they're going to hit that 350 point mark a little bit faster.
Yeah, and Red Team, no one's really made a play on the Lord Doors yet. Red Team's only about 35 points away from being able to actually take out that Lord, but they are just going to keep pressure here on middle. You know, Quarry's fine, Waterfall's fine. Again, everyone straight to Graveyard, and just really keeping the pressure on there. Kind of those 5v5 battle royale almost type fight. It's like 5v5 deathmatch here in mid.
Okay, well, we've got, looks like our, Blue Team, Starconi going for that door. It looks like they do want to make a Lord play. They can win it immediately if they get it. Red still needs 20 more points before they're able to, but they're getting the early pressure on this door. It looks like that door goes down. Matrix E, I'm a Pin, and Starconi going right in. Legend Folly is there to try to stop them, but he's all alone here. He may get bursted down pretty quickly here. He's doing his best to evade and stay alive, but Blue Team's doing as much damage to them as he can. Before going right in back to the Lord. Here they go. Folly is down. Are they going to be able to get the stop in a glorious time? They do. Folly is dead. Sean, Lily, and Super Goody, everyone from the red team coming to fight this back. Starconi delaying them just a bit. Are these players going to be able to kill the Lord in time? Are they going to be able to pull out the win from this fight, or is Red going to be able to defend this? Moa going down onto the Matrix E, and it's going to be a huge pressure fight onto the Lord here, as this huge mess of a fight goes down. and blue team managed to take Quarry away from the red team. Even if they don't get this, they've got the advantage going in the 2-0 point advantage, as red team is desperately trying to protect this Lord, and it looks like they did get the protection going. Matrix E is in a lot of trouble, trapped back and dead. I'm a Pimp running away now, but they still have this huge point advantage. Red team hasn't even started working on the doors for the blue team, so it looks like Sterconi is going to get taken down by Lily right there, or actually by someone else as he teleports up to the top side, but it's still 2-0 points, and red team still does not have a good outlook to finish this match.
Yeah, that was a great play by Saturconi right there. He was able to take down the door, throw down that portal. Almost everyone from blue instantly portaled over, and they were able to rush Lord. But red did have a really good team fight right there. They were able to keep the red Lord at almost full health. I don't think he ever dropped below 80%. But at the same time, blue points were just ticking. No one was really trying to back cap all those right there. So blue team, yeah, almost 100-point advantage right there. Everything is decapped at the moment, though.
Yes, so they aren't going to be gaining that natural point income that they need, but they only need 52 points. If they can capture a point or two, they have a great chance of taking away the win from this. Now, red team can still go for the Lord and get that 150 points for the win, or if they, of course, take all 3 points, they're going to be in a great situation here as well. But they've got a huge deficit they have to make up, and the longer they take to do so, the worse off they're going to be. Ostrich Age running to a lot of trouble over at the quarry. Very close to being taken down here. And almost dead. Starconi working on it. There goes Ostrich Age. That's going to give quarry to the blue team. Red team did manage to take the graveyard, but hey, look. Red team got there to defend the quarry just in time. And it's so very close to turning blue. If they can just get the 3 from red away from that point, they'll be fine, but still completely uncontested. Red team slowly getting back into this just from kill points. No team really having any sort of advantage here other than the huge point lead for the blue team. Super Cutie goes down and is in a lot of trouble. Here comes the stomp, but nope, knocked back, but teleported right out of the bubble, so Ovi should be able to get the stomp there. Nope, interrupted. Very nice. No, Super Cutie does go down, and that's going to give Folly and Lily a 2v2 fight for the quarry here. Blue team has taken the graveyard, and it's going to give them those points they need. They're getting closer and closer to this victory.
If they just had everyone on blue ahead mid and keep that for, you know, the next minute or so, 30 seconds, they're going to be fine. I don't think they're... Oh, Kaboom actually is down. There is going to be a down fight mid. Ostrich Eggs versus Kaboom. No one has that Elixir R down. Subcutie is down. They're going to get Kaboom. But, yeah, I don't know. Blue just didn't really seem to get that defended.
No, they just didn't have enough people there, and that's going to delay this game a little more. They only need 19 points to win. Red team still needs 120. Red team has to be absolutely perfect continuously for them to pull out the win here. Just 4 kills will do it for the blue team. But hey, the red team's picked up the graveyard. I mean, all of these fights... Oh, there goes the win for the blue
timer,
team.
That was a wow.
I didn't even notice that one coming. With 19 points left to get 481 points for the blue team to 382 for the red. That's going to give a 2-0 victory to the blue team. It looks like you are the future charity going to move forward to the semifinals. An absolute legend going to be knocked out of this tournament.
I think that's actually the first game I've ever seen in tournament play that's actually been timered. I mean, there might have been some others in there. I just can't name any right now. That was actually close. I didn't see that going at all. I was like, what happened?
So very unusual. We weren't even looking for it. But yeah, a lot of the points were uncapped for very long periods of time, and that definitely leads on to a long match where that timer comes into play. So this is not actually going to be the next match. We're going to move on to the semifinals after this. We're going to have a short break as we get everyone matched up. So I'm going to turn on a little bit of music for just a couple minutes here, and then we'll resume right back with the cast.
And sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the overlay that was You Are the Future 1. That they just won their second one right there. Did forget to update that. Apologies.
Yes, we will strive to make sure that doesn't happen in the future. In the meantime, enjoy some 8-bit music while we take a quick break.